Over 500 chapters later, Takamura finally has another world title match. It's to unite the WBC and WBA middleweight divisions. This has never happened in Japan before. A historic match. Richard Bison versus Mamoru Takamura. Aokimura, Itagaki, and Ippo cannot believe they are about to witness two world champions duking it out in the ring. Takamura cannot wait to beat down Bison and give the belt to Kamigawa, just as he did in the David Eagle fight. The bell rings, baby, it rings. Takamura versus Bison begins. Both fighters touch gloves and Bison immediately moves backward. The crowd wonders what style Bison is going to use, and honestly, so did I when reading this fight. Bison lowers his arms and revs up a style we all know and love, the Hitman style. It originally comes from Detroit, Michigan, where Richard Bison is from. He rapidly moves his arm back and forth. Mashiba cannot wait to see what Bison's version of the Hitman style looks like. Takamura slowly closes in on Bison. How will he counter these punches? Countless flickers make their way towards Takamura, and he just swats them like flies as he moves forward. Takamura looks unstoppable, but Bison doesn't look worried whatsoever. As Takamura was about to parry another, Bison knocks his arm completely out of the way, surprising Takamura. Takamura was able to continue dodging them, but a powerful flurry of blows forces him to block with everything he's got. Bison pushed back the almighty Takamura. He thinks to himself that Bison's blows feels like he's packing nunchucks, and that he can't brush them off easily. Knowing how dangerous Bison is, he wonders what to do next. Takamura decides to go max speed and weave around Bison's flickers. He's able to get close enough to Bison to throw punches of his own, but Bison is able to dodge them. A high-level exchange is underway, with neither boxer giving any leeway to one another. Takamura goes for a huge right straight, but Bison sways back and gets some space, launching a flicker. Takamura dodges the first one, but is forced to block the second. Takamura and Bison launch blows at the same time, but the bell rings. Round 1 is over. At the end of the round, Bison calls Takamura a thief because when Bison was on the come-up, David Eagle was Bison's first ever loss, and he also beat him a second time in the Olympic qualifiers. Bison waited for a long time to get his revenge on Eagle, but Takamura took it away from him when he beat him in the last world title match. Right after the bell rings, Takamura charges towards Bison as he revs up his Detroit style. Takamura thinks to himself that he has to be even faster than the first round. Takamura, with his blitzing speed, weaves around the flickers with ease, but Bison started to get faster as well. Takamura is hit by one of the flickers and leans back. Takamura looks like he cannot do anything and thinks to himself that he can't find an opening. Takamura struggles and struggles, eventually being pushed back once again by Bison. Bison carefully walks towards Takamura, and as he's pushed in, Takamura decides to copy Bison's very own Detroit style. Everyone cannot believe what he's doing. Mashiba, Sendo, and Kamigawa are speechless. Bison cannot believe what he's seeing as well. Takamura thinks to himself that he can definitely pull this off. This just shows how cocky and confident Takamura can be. Takamura begins to launch several flicker jabs, and they look heavier than Bison's. Bison even recognizes how great they are. The flickers quickly approach Bison, waiting to connect. They're so fast, Bison can barely dodge them. Bison's attempt to parry the flickers goes wrong, and his arm blows back just like Takamura's in round 1. Takamura gets used to flickers, and Bison looks very worried. His flickers are extended because he's putting his shoulders into it as well. Mashiba describes Takamura's flickers like he's flailing away with a big chain mace. Bison can't do anything but block the flickers coming his way. He leaps back, hoping to get some distance, but thinks to himself that playtime is over. Bison is beginning to get serious, and this is going to be scary. Bison and Takamura take their stances as they prepare for a flicker standoff. How will Bison combat the same problem Takamura had earlier? Both of them take their stance, ready to launch at any moment. The flicker exchange begins, and it looks like neither of them can land a clean hit. It's looking very even so far. Ippo realizes that their offense and defense are completely equal, but then it goes to Mashiba saying that Takamura is at a disadvantage due to putting in more power into the flicker than Bison does. This leads to it being more painful when reeling back his arm to launch another flicker. Takamura slowly loses the advantage and is hit. He's pushed to the ropes by Bison. As he is on the ropes, he asks Aoki, what does everyone know Takamura can do? Aoki pisses off Takamura with his response, and he runs towards Bison. Bison puts Takamura into an even worse position, the corner. He then asks the question to Kimura. Kimura pisses off Takamura with his answer as well. Looks like he's seeking something specific. The flicker exchanges begin once again. Takamura is slowly losing out. Bison has more range due to having a longer reach. Takamura is slammed with another flicker, sending him back. He questions what are the differences between his and Bison's flickers. He launches the flicker, but it looks a little different. He throws his arm like a whip instead, extending the range ever so slightly. More specifically, he loosens up his shoulder and releases some tension by not closing his fist as much as he used to. This also raised the speed of the tip. Takamura looks like he's in the driver's seat. Bison's on the defensive, not being able to move around Takamura's flickers. As Bison looks like he may make a move, Takamura catches him in the face with a powerful blow. Bison changes his stance with a more defensive one. Bison closes in and parries a flicker and then comes in with a devastating right counter that blows Takamura's head off. Everyone's jaws drop. Takamura bends forward and his legs are shaking profusely. His knees buckle, he looks worried as Bison charges towards him. Takamura starts swinging like a maniac, so Bison hesitates to approach him, and with that, round 2 is over. Ippo calls Takamura, and before Takamura can finish his question, Ippo shouts, "Do your best," which motivates Takamura, and he charges towards Bison. Everyone is wishing him the best. Takamura closes in on Bison, but Bison's ready to fight. Takamura stops his charge right outside Bison's range, and Bison thinks to himself that he shut down Takamura's flickers. Bison lands a hit on Takamura, and again, as Takamura tries to throw a punch of his own. Takamura is slowly being pushed back once again. How can he win? Now he's backed into the corner. Takamura looks like he's about to go into the Hitman style, but instead, he puts his guard all the way up. Bison is going to try to break his guard with countless powerful flickers, but as he launches one, Takamura lowers his guard, saying to Bison, "Do you know what Takamura Mamoru can do?" Bison, looking like he's seen the devil, realizes what's coming next. His face tells all. As his fist closes in on Takamura, Takamura slams Bison's fist down, bounces off the corner, and raises his arm. Once again, we see Bison awaiting his downfall. Bison is hit with Takamura's full-on flicker counter, sending Bison to the Shadow Realm. He slams onto the mat and is down. Since Bison twisted his neck before the impact, Takamura expects Bison to get back up. As expected, Bison stands up at the count of 7, but is a little shaky. Takamura, as a sign of respect, doesn't pursue Bison because he was able to get up from that counter. Honestly, if he didn't do this, he had the win in the bag. Bison was on his last legs here. Takamura turns around as the bell rings. Takamura is looking to brawl with Bison in round 4, and Bison is furious with Takamura stealing his moves. How will this turn out? Bison goes back to his flickers, but Takamura goes to the stance that can counter the jabs. Bison then refrains his flicker as he is reminded that Takamura can just land another counter and lose the match. And Bison thinks to himself in frustration that he shut off my flickers. Takamura wants Bison to duke it out with him, so he slams his foot on the mat, provoking the champion. Bison obliges and willingly dives deep into the thief's den, but he will come back with the pride Takamura took away from him. Both fighters launch a powerful right, and they barely miss each other. They launch the same punch and both block the blows. Powerful exchanges one after the other. They cannot seem to land a hit on one another. Takamura narrowly dodges as Bison does the same. Bison goes for an uppercut and misses while Takamura goes for a body blow, but his is blocked by Bison. Bison goes for his own body blow and is blocked. Takamura swings, but Bison's able to step back. Bison fakes a body blow and goes for the head, but Takamura leans forward to dodge it. Neither can land a clean strike at this distance. The exchange continues, and neither are backing down. Takamura narrowly dodges Bison's hook, and Bison dodges Takamura's uppercut. This is insane. Takamura breaks through by throwing a straight at Bison's face, but Bison was still knocked off balance. Bison was able to land one of his own straights and almost broke through Takamura's guard with a follow-up hook. Takamura's talent for not falling for feints are paying off. He's only reacting to the real punches, and Bison cannot believe it. Bison is getting a read on Takamura's way of dodging though. If he makes a feint with his left, he always ducks to the right and then throws a punch. Takamura has a trick of his own though. Both fighters charge up their powerful blow and a dual exchange occurs. Takamura's uppercut and Bison's chopping right connect simultaneously. Takamura is still standing while Bison's about to fall. He is the million-point man, baby. Bison is easy pickings in this position, but Takamura, yet again, is still hurt badly by Bison's punch. He stares down Bison, saying he will be back in a minute to take him down. Takamura walks back to the corner, needing massage on his leg right this moment. He feels like he's about to get a Charlie horse. Bison takes the initiative and approaches Takamura with a right straight, cutting through the air. As Bison is laying out the combos, Takamura is waiting for the right moment to go for a counter that lays out Bison. Bison thinks he has Takamura where he wants him, but Takamura counters with a speedy right straight on Bison's face. Bison steps back, reeling in pain. Bison has run out of options and has no idea what to do next. He showed Takamura everything he can do. It looks like this is the end. Takamura rushes towards him, ready to finish off the champion. But at last second, Bison thinks of something. A risky left hook that he hasn't used all match. Takamura is about to go for the finishing blow, but for some reason, Takamura doesn't see the left hook coming at all and eats it head on. A blow that you can't see coming is the most dangerous after all. Takamura's blood spews everywhere. Even Bison's second has no idea why that even hit Takamura. Everyone is shocked, and Takamura barely hangs on. Takamura is stumbling around as Bison readies his fist to finish off Takamura, but he weaves around it. The announcer and Bison's second have no idea how he's able to dodge now if he wasn't able to before. Takamura swings and misses again. Bison winds up another left, and again, Takamura is unable to see it whatsoever. Bison lands a clean hit to Takamura's face. Ippo has no idea why it landed again. Is Takamura's peripheral vision gone? Does his eye lose vision the more he's injured? Kamigawa has come to the conclusion that Takamura may not be able to see them at all. Bison thinks that it's his left that Takamura is having trouble with, not his vision being the reason why. Bison then revs up his Detroit style, but Takamura easily counters the flickers with a devastating counter. Takamura's leg is badly injured from when he landed wrong after recovering from the first left hook. He lands on it awkwardly once again, further injuring it. As Bison recovers and launches another left swing, the bell rings. Takamura walks out of the corner limping. His leg is seriously injured. Right as the bell rang, beginning round 6, Bison immediately charges forward, looking to take advantage of Takamura's injured leg. Knowing Bison's right is a feint, a straight from Takamura slams his face, but Bison's wide left connects and Takamura is hurt badly. Takamura bounces back with a combo, but Bison's holding on. Bison pierces Takamura and pushes him back. Takamura is being pushed all the way to the corner, and he can't do anything about it. Bison's relentless blows lead to a powerful left swing, nailing Takamura. Bison's right pushes Takamura to the corner, but at least that's blocked. Takamura cannot deal with something he can't see, and his corner cannot figure out how to deal with it either. Bison again drills into Takamura, pummeling him over and over again. Combos won't stop coming for Takamura. He's finally struck, and it looks like he may be close to getting knocked out. An uppercut nails Takamura. Is he going to lose? Takamura is still fighting back by throwing out a desperate hook, but Bison's able to cleanly dodge it. Bison once again throws extremely fast combos, knocking around Takamura. A body blow makes Takamura bend forward, almost spitting out his mouthpiece. As Bison winds up a right, Takamura counters, but they still trade blows. Takamura still loses the exchange. Bison is astonished at how Takamura hasn't fell yet, so he loads up another big swing and it connects. Takamura's guard was up, but that still gotta hurt. The blow busted his eardrum. He can't hear Kamigawa whatsoever. Bison continues to wail on the champ. He cannot escape the corner whatsoever. The ref is getting closer, and it looks like he may stop the match. Takamura looks back at Kamigawa, more worried than ever before. He's furious at himself for making Kamigawa look frightened. Takamura's confidence is unbounded. He thinks to himself that him being world champ was obvious since he started boxing. He's grateful to Kamigawa for finding him that day. Takamura is able to land a counter, but it's not enough due to him not being able to punch with his legs. Bison again pushes Takamura back into the corner. He lands a blow and Takamura buckles. Bison continues his relentless onslaught and Takamura looks as hopeless as before. Takamura still has the look of a champion and hasn't given up yet. Even then, Bison lands a vicious uppercut that hits Takamura's body and his jaw. Takamura responds with a body blow, but it doesn't do much. Kamigawa looks fondly at Takamura, but he pulls out the towel and Takamura sees it. Kamigawa is about to throw it in the ring. Takamura's first loss is upon us, but Aoki recognizes Takamura hasn't given up yet and cashes the towel instead. Takamura can still fight back. He throws a punch towards Bison, but Bison counters. Takamura is able to block it, however. He's still giving it his all. Kamigawa yells at Takamura, asking if that's all he's got. Takamura can't hear him at all, and the others start yelling as well. The only person Takamura can hear is Ippo. Will Ippo save Takamura? Bison slams Takamura once again and signals to the ref that he wants to finish it with his knuckles. Bison starts with a right feint into a huge left swing. Will Takamura finally see it? Takamura's memories flash right before his eyes. It goes back to the training camp that occurred in the beginning of the series. We are reminded of Ippo's weakness. Takamura starts spinning his big toe, digging it into the mat. Takamura is preparing a massive counter for Bison, but will it really work? It goes back to the training camp memory. Takamura says that it's crucial to know how to use your big toe and the ends of your toes. Toes to boxers are vital weapons like fists. He states that they're weak and Ippo needs to train them more. We then cut back to the match. Takamura starts spinning like a top and his fist is ready to blow Bison away. He knocks Bison's left. Takamura once again plants his toe and starts spinning. Both fists are looking like they'll hit their target, but Takamura connects first. Bison's face slams into the corner, but he's still conscious. Takamura stares down Bison, ready to launch another right straight. He spins faster than ever before, looking to finish it now. His nail starts cracking in several places as he spins. His right destroys Bison, and he falls to the mat. Bison is down. Everyone can't believe it. They're starstruck. The ref calls the match. It's really over. Takamura Mamoru is the unified world middleweight champion. Both belts are now on his shoulder. Takamura made history, baby. He made history. No one in Japan has ever done this. Takamura lets out his victory cry, and the crowd loses it. They cheer with him. It cuts back to Bison, who woke from being knocked out. He's disappointed in his loss, but still recognizes that Takamura is a monster who will conquer the 6 weight classes. He gives a comment to the Americans at home that Mamoru Takamura is Japanese for almighty, giving the ultimate respect for the Japanese world champion.